What's up, YouTube? I'm going to be doing a special episode of Wake and Bake this morning, so stick around. What we're going to be doing is got some leftover corned beef, some leftover onions, some eggs, and it's breakfast time. So what we're really going to be doing is just making corned beef hash. Just a little mini corned beef hash, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. I'm just a little hungry. So first thing you're going to need is some leftover corned beef, some onions, some butter, eggs, and some potatoes. I'm going to throw some turnip in there as well. So the first thing we're going to want to do is dice up these vegetables and just cut them into like tiny squares. Should be pretty easy because they're already cooked. Okay. Now your potatoes. Mother. Be careful with your fingers, people. Now we're going to go ahead and dice some onion. So for this onion over here, what we're going to do is just cut off 2 rings. So I think the easiest part for dicing onions is when you cut them into rings. Okay, and then once you cross the center of the onion, take that last little bit, turn it on its side like that, and then chop that way, and that'll keep that square pattern instead of those long strings. Honestly, that's like way too much onion, but I like onion, so just gonna throw it in there, whatever. Now for our corned beef. So corned beef has 2 ways. You can cut it against the grain, and that's gonna give you like a little flex, or you can cut it with the grain, and that's gonna give you long strings. So for a corned beef hash, I kind of like to do the long strings. So we're gonna cut it with the grain. As you can see, gives that nice long grain. I'm gonna stack some of these up. I'm just gonna cut them into smaller pieces. Okay, and we're literally just gonna take all that, I'm gonna throw it right in that bowl. Put this in the sink. Now for our eggs. So what we're gonna do with these eggs is we're gonna take the yolks and put them into this, not the whole egg. And grab a separate bowl, and then your eggs. So how we separate these is we're gonna take an egg, try to crack it right through the center, hold it over the bowl, crack it, but make sure that you flip it over and just catch the yolk inside that eggshell. Take the other half, give it a little shake, and then you can pour the yolk into the other side, and then the rest of the white just pours out. And you can do that a couple times just to make sure you get all of that egg white out. Okay, now that all the egg white's out, that can go right into your bowl with everything else. And we're gonna do 3 of those. Okay, and those go right into the bowl. And then you can take those eggs whites. You could throw them in the freezer if you'd like. They'll preserve for at least a little bit. I usually just cook them, but you can do whatever you like. We're gonna take a fork, and we're just gonna stir all that in together. Get everything nice and coated in that egg yolk. Nice and coated. And then now we're gonna take some pepper, black pepper. I like a lot. I'm gonna take some salt. Okay. All right, and then we're gonna go over to our stove and start prepping that ready to go. All right, over here at the stove, we have my favorite Kerrygold Irish butter heated up in our pan on around a 6 for a gas stove. Okay, and we're just gonna go ahead and pour our mixture directly into the skillet. And just make sure to kind of tamp it down a little bit, just to make sure that the entire bottom side gets a nice crispy golden brown. I don't know if you all ever go to any of those nice breakfast places that say they have homemade corned beef hash, but you get it and it's those perfectly cubed potatoes and like perfectly like cubed corned beef, they're lying to you. That is just canned Hormel corned beef and potatoes. It's disgusting. It's a lie. It's got to look like this if it's going to be real, okay? Insider pro tip. And we're going to let that cook for a little bit, just until the bottom side gets a golden brown. So about 2 or 3 minutes. All right, now that that's got some nice char on it, it's nice and hot, nice and cooked, we're gonna go ahead and transfer it to the bowl we're gonna be eating out of, but as an optional step, I'm gonna add 2 fried eggs to the top because that's like my absolute favorite thing. So go ahead and transfer that and then keep that hot pan ready to go. So we got our hot pan, we're gonna go ahead and add a pat of Kerrygold Irish butter. Give that a nice coating. Now, I use way too much butter, always. I'm probably gonna die early of a heart attack, but you guys can use oil, you can use whatever you like, coconut oil. Okay. And then, now that pan's nice and hot, you're gonna take your egg, crack it, and just put it right in the pan. Just be gentle with it. Oh yeah, perfect. Goes a few cracks of black pepper. A little dash of sprinkling salt. Alright, as you can see, they're already pretty much done, so I can just go ahead and take these off and put them onto my plate. There you have it, folks. 2 sunny side up eggs over a leftover corned beef hash. Looks absolutely amazing. Only one thing left to do over here, and that's give it a try. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like what you saw, head on down below, smash on that subscribe button, ring on that dinner bell, give it a big thumbs up. Follow us on Instagram at @theallright_chef. Just gonna give this a try right quick. Tastes all right to me. Now, I would say goodbye to Audrey, but she's too busy having breakfast at Tiffany's. See you guys later.